Hello, and welcome back to our Netflix stock prediction model. This is Courtney, Gloria, and Jake. Now, basically what we're going to be going over in this presentation, we'll be running you back through our function diagram that we showed back in our first part, and then we will talk about developments that we have made from the first part of the project, go through the MATLAB code, some of the results, and then future plans of development for the code, and then we will conclude. As you can remember, this is our function diagram from the previous part, basically just showing our inputs, our neural network, and then what our outputs will be between buying and selling Netflix stock. So the developments we've made since part one, we were originally using a fitting app, but now we've realized that pattern recognition and time series, or NARCs, will be more effective. So for the pattern recognition, we will actually be using the same 11 outputs. And then in the time series model, it will be daily prediction, and the inputs are volume, open, high, low, and the previous day's changes.
So the first one that we are going to do is the pattern recognition that Jake just talked about. And our targets are either going to be a 1 or 0. So in our targets we have a matrix that's 1s and 0s, and 1 means that it'll go up and 0 means that it'll go down the next week. Okay, and this is just what it's set to. Okay, so now we'll train it. And so you can see this is pretty good. I mean, it's not great, but our error is 32% in training, 37% validation, and 33% testing. And I mean, they're less than 50%, so it is still useful. And we'll talk about this later, how it can be used for a filter. And now we will try the NARCs model. So we were previously doing the pattern recognition, and though it was performing semi-decently, we wanted to see time series since it is time series data. So we're going to be using the NARCs model. Time series inputs, time series targets. So we have 5 X's to put in. Everything will just be left with the default. So we've trained this, and our R values are not so great. This is actually worse than when we were doing the pattern recognition, but this might be useful for later, and we'll talk about that. So we can save the function. So here are some results that we were able to get from the pattern recognition one in MATLAB. You can see the percent error is not quite as good as we would have liked. But you can also see that we're still being correct more than half the time. So here are some future developments that we see for what we've done so far. Though the pattern recognition was not terrible, we could still add more inputs to make both the NARCs model and the pattern recognition model more accurate. The model can already, like what we've done, can already be used as a filter to give high percentages of buy-sell for the customer or the person who would be using this, but it can still definitely be improved. And finally, if we were able to combine both the pattern recognition and the time series, we could potentially create a convolutional model that would still be more accurate. All right, so in conclusion, with what we have right now, the usefulness of this model is that it could be used as a filter. Forecasting the stock market has, even just for one company, has been very challenging, more than what we thought, which I guess we're not surprised, though. Otherwise, somebody would be rich out there right now if they could do this simply. And finally, through this project, we were all able to learn a lot about neural networks. So that's it. Thank you guys for watching our video.